Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to answer the question, is Kaspa a security? In the past, I got this comment under one of my videos, and this user here says, one thing to consider regarding smart contracts, would having them make Kaspa a security? If it is to be used as a currency, it should remain a commodity. Look to the ongoing XRP/SEC suit. I replied to this and said, a cryptocurrency being labeled a security has never been related to smart contracts. It's based on the Howey test. Kaspa operates just like Bitcoin, and that's not a security, so we can only assume Kaspa should be treated the same. If you don't already know, one of the biggest things that has ever happened in crypto was the SEC going after XRP and labeling it a security. This is probably one of the biggest risks in crypto and why I stay away from 99% of all other cryptocurrencies, because there is no regulation clarity. And this is horrible that at any given moment, the government could decide to label a specific cryptocurrency a security and basically suppress its adoption and price forever, pretty much. And this is what's been happening with XRP. But when they are labeling a cryptocurrency a security, it's based on something called the Howey test. The Howey test is 4 points that could constitute something as security. If something fits in all of these 4 points, then it could be labeled as a security. So the first point is that it has to be an investment of money. And of course, every single asset in the cryptocurrency space is an investment of your money. But the second point is that it needs to be in a common enterprise. And this right here is what Kaspa and Bitcoin and Litecoin and a lot of proof of works don't fit into, and why they should be labeled as commodities, and why today Bitcoin has never been labeled a security, because they do not fit into in a common enterprise. The third point is with the expectation of profit. This is obviously comes with every single investment, and then to be derived from the efforts of others. Of course, there are people developing on these cryptocurrencies. So yes, it's kind of based on their efforts to bring more adoption to the network. But the biggest thing is that there is no investment in a common enterprise when you are investing into things like Bitcoin and now like Kaspa. When it comes to XRP, the biggest thing where they failed was their initial launch. If you don't already know, most coins do not have a fair launch. And this is why I really like Kaspa, because it does have a fair launch. If Kaspa did not have a fair launch, I would not be making videos for Kaspa. This single fundamental alone reduces so much risk on it, because it has a lot more better chance to avoid any regulation pressure. XRP was not a fair launch crypto. And you could see right here, the circulating supply is currently sitting at only 55% being fully released to the public. The rest of the supply is in the hands of a company known as Ripple. And the problem with this is when Ripple launched XRP, what they did is they kept some of the supply for themselves and gave it to private investors before it was launched to the public. This basically constitutes as a security because it was in a common enterprise. They were basically giving XRP to private investors. Private investors were able to purchase this basically from Ripple, and essentially this basically is making a type of company when you have a common enterprise issuing a token. So when the SEC charged Ripple in the lawsuit, yes, a lot of people say that XRP won the case, but really all they won was that any XRP that is being sold today on exchanges is not a security. But essentially, the coins that were sold during the ICO was a security. And basically 99% of crypto does this type of launch. They have private sales, private investors able to buy up the coin before they're given out to the public. And usually these coins are being held by a company or a foundation. Now, when we look at Bitcoin, Gary Gensler has said in the past that Bitcoin is not a security. And the major question is, what about Ethereum? And I will have a video actually comparing Kaspa to Ethereum and showing how even Ethereum has some issues with possibly getting labeled as a security. But to seal the deal, Bitcoin today has an ETF, and this basically gives Bitcoin the best regulation clarity. Because of this ETF approval, the SEC had to approve this, and if they didn't want to approve this, they would have to try to say Bitcoin was a security to try to not approve it, but they didn't, because there's no way they can label it as security. If they do label it as a security, who in the world will they be able to sue? You see, with XRP, it was very easy to have someone to sue. They were able to sue Ripple, the company that is holding the rest of the XRP supply, and they choose whenever they want to release the supply to the public. This is why the price of XRP has always just been horrible, because the company Ripple is able to release these coins whenever they want, which dilutes the price and just causes it to be a horrible investment, in my opinion. And this coin is just horrible because of its tokenomics, the way it was launched. It was not a fair launch like Bitcoin or Kaspa. But with Bitcoin, there was a fair launch. It was fully mined by CPU miners in the very beginning. No coins were allocated to a specific team or foundation. And I did mention that there was no foundation that has an allocation to Bitcoin in the very beginning, but Bitcoin itself does have a foundation, and there's nothing wrong with this existing as long as this exists after the launch of the coin. Even Kaspa today now has a foundation. This was recently just created, and if you don't already know, this foundation came out when Kaspa already had hit 80% of the total supply being mined. This foundation is not getting any allocations of Kaspa in the very beginning, so I have no concerns of a foundation existing as long as it's created in a decentralized manner where they do not receive any allocations in the very beginning. You could see that Kaspa is about to hit 81% mined, and all Kaspa mined has only been attained through proof of work mining or buying on an exchange. So because of Kaspa's fundamentals being very, very similar to Bitcoin, we can pretty much assume that Kaspa will never have to face these kind of regulation issues. The major question you have to ask is, if it was to face these regulation issues, who are they going to sue? They could try to sue the founder of Kaspa, Jonathan, for making Kaspa, but if they sue him, it doesn't stop Kaspa, because Kaspa is being developed by people around the whole entire world. In fact, Jonathan is not even the main coder for Kaspa. So even if Jonathan didn't exist anymore, Kaspa would still be able to continue operating because it's not reliant on one central entity or anything like that. Kaspa is fully decentralized and fair launch, similar to Bitcoin. And because of this, I buy Kaspa, and it's the only other coin I buy next to Bitcoin because it does follow these principles and fundamentals that make Bitcoin resistant to this kind of regulatory pressure. And in crypto, it's already extremely risky. And if I'm going to buy anything other than Bitcoin, I'm going to make sure it is fair launch, because if it's not fair launch, you're only increasing your risk as the SEC continues to try to crack down on cryptocurrencies being a security. And nonetheless, if a cryptocurrency does not have a fair launch, it already has failed in being decentralized. And in the longer run, it's probably not going to be sustainable and last, and will always lose value against Bitcoin or Kaspa, in my personal opinion. So this is why I have a very strict way of investing in crypto. And it's because of these types of fundamentals that I believe are crucial to ensure that when you're investing, you're not increasing your risk already being in crypto. So if you guys enjoyed that video, and before we go, if you want to support the channel, consider joining the Patreon. I decided to create a little bit more cheaper options, and if you choose to support any of these tiers, you'll get lifetime access to receive all my YouTube videos before they go out live to the public, and you'll get lifetime access to a Discord chat room so that you can chat with other supporters or you could chat with me. If you do want to get the full access to the Discord where you can get access to giveaways, you could see my portfolio and everything, you will have to purchase the $15 a month tier. But if you purchase these lower tiers, you'll still get access to my YouTube videos before they go live and at least a chat room in the Discord. And so you can have that for life. And all you have to do is just donate one time. And if you don't want to keep donating, you can cancel it and you'll still have this access. And this is just a thank you for choosing to ever support me. I do really appreciate that because it does help me to continue making content for you guys because I do enjoy making Kaspa content. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for 9,000 subscribers. We're approaching 1 year on this channel, and I just can't thank you guys enough for all the support. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, don't be average, be different.